Hi guys, so in this very video you are going to be learning how to achieve this multiple keyhole on your dress. Okay, so you can see this top. I made it for a client, the gown, sorry, I made it for a client. So I've decided to bring to you guys how I achieve the multiple keyhole. Okay, so you can see the upper part of the gown. That is what I have on top the table, and then this is the full gown that I'm trying to show you right here. This is what I made for the client, but then I just decided to show you guys how I achieve the multiple keyhole. Okay, so for you to achieve this, you have to first of all gum cut out your pattern, right? And after cutting out your pattern, you cut on your fabric and then join your bustiers together, and then you're going to have to turn your front with the lining. Okay, I've also turned the back with the lining, but for today's tutorial we are concentrating on the front. Okay, so I finished turning it, and now we are going to move over to the real deal for today. So this is the back. We are going to take it away, and then we get into the real deal for today's tutorial. So you can see the front part of my gown. Okay, that is the upper part of my gown. So what I'm going to do is to bring in another pieces. So this is another pieces, like a scrapped fabric, and then I'm going to have to gum the lightest type of gum stay on it. Okay, so this is paper gum if you are in Nigeria, and then I went ahead to cut out a template. This is going to be serving as my template, but if you want like a circular one, you can make use of something circular. So because I want my own to be like an oval shape, like an egg shape, I went ahead to use a paper to cut out what I needed. But this is a medium gum stay which I used to cut that out. Okay, now I also have my fabric already cut out, and then I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this. Okay, now for the length I made use of 4 inches, and then for the width I made use of 5 inches. You can see now I'm going to be folding this into four. So I'm going to first of all fold into two, and again fold into four. This is just for me to locate the center of this piece. Okay, this square shape. So I've located the center. What I'm going to do next is to bring in my template, and then I already know the middle of my template. I'm going to place it on the middle, that is the middle to middle, and then trace out the shape of my template. Okay, so this was how I achieved all this, and I have five here. I know that I'm going to be making use of five, but just in case, okay, I always like making anything in excess, so in case I need extra. So I'm going to be using this piece to show you what I did. So I cut out one, okay, of the square, and I used that one of the square to cut out the remaining, the other ones. So after I cut it out, I went ahead to locate the middle of my squared fabric. Already I know the middle of my square, so I don't need to repeat what I just explained to you, that is finding the middle. So I went ahead to trace it out. Now I have 7 pieces of this. Okay, so, and remember that you are gumming your interface on the wrong part. So what you are going to do now is to bring in the front part of your dress. Okay, so this is the front part, and now we are going to be learning how to achieve this keyhole. So what I'm going to do, remember I've turned my neck with half an inch. So for this not to affect the neck of my upper parts, that is neck of my dress, I'm going to go on, and from the neck, okay, from the neck I'm going to go down by half an inch. That is what you can see me doing right here. Okay, and this is going to serve as a guide as where I'll be placing my keyhole. That is where the keyhole is supposed to start from. So after that, I'm going to locate the middle of this top. Okay, so I've located the middle, and then I'm going to come down by half an inch from the shoulder. Okay, this is for my shoulder joining because I don't want my keyhole to get to that point. Okay, so I'm just marking out the guides, all right, so that um I won't exceed up to that extent. Okay, and I'm going to measure the remaining. So what I have here is 8.5 inches on both sides. Okay, you now have divided into two, so on both sides I have 8.5 inches. So what I'm going to bring in now is my templates. So I'm going to place it on that half an inch. It's not going to go up, it's going to be right on the half an inch that I came down from the neckline. I believe you understood what I'm trying to explain, but if you don't, just glue your eye to the screen and you're going to get everything right. Okay, and then for the strap that I put right on the front of this my blouse, you will notice that the upper part of that strap is not weaved and is not turned inward. So what I'm going to do is to make sure that this my template is covering that part. Okay, so as if I sew it, is not going to, okay, the rough part is not going to show. So I went ahead to place the first one right at the center. So after I placed it, what I'm going to do next is to measure down the length of this my egg shape, and then from the other side I'm going to go on and place my tape on the half an inch and then measure down to 3 inches. Now what I'm trying to measure right now is 1.5 inches space in between the circles. Okay, so if you take a look at the keyhole, you would find out that there is 1.5 inch space, okay, that separated the circles from each other. So that is what I'm trying to measure out right now. So after I measured out 1.5 inches, I'm going to place the second template on that particular line. So this is what I'm going to do until I get all the circles that I want. Okay, so this is the second one. I'm going to pin, make use of your pins, you guys, and when you are doing this, make sure that your dress, as in your top, is not folding. Okay, so make sure that there is nothing like any folds around that area. Okay, so I'm going to go on and repeat the same thing for the third one. Okay, you can see. So after doing this, what I'm going to do next is to pin is very important right here, and then I'll measure out to make sure that I have 1.5 inches before the shoulder also. Now I'm going to go on and repeat the same thing to the other side. Okay, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay, so you can see that I have after I place all these, I'm going to have 5 pieces. So you guys, you can see it's very important to have excess. I knew that I'm going to make use of 5, but I went on to cut out 5, cut out 7. It doesn't do you any harm, just have excess in case. Okay, so after I'm done arranging what I'm supposed to have right there, I'm going to go on and sew right on top that circle. Okay, my sewing shouldn't exceed that circle. I'm going to make sure that I sew this gradually and then achieve that circle. Okay, So you guys, you can see that I turned this to show you something. What I was trying to show you right there is that because of these pins that I made use of, the inside of your upper part might be folding. Okay, so it's best for you to remove all the pins and leaving just one piece on the center of that circle, okay, before you start making your stitches. Okay, this is only for you to make sure that you get your stitches right without your blouse folding inside. Okay, so just remove every other pins and leave just one piece on the circle. So now that I'm done pinning down with just one pin, what we are going to do right now is to start stitching. Okay, so to stitch, you're going to make sure that you're stitching right on the circle. Okay, make sure that you sew this gradually. You don't need to rush. Make sure to be careful when you're turning it. Okay, you can see. So if you sew and you need to turn this, you're going to have to raise your footer up and then twist your hand, and then you keep sewing. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm not just going to sew this once, I'm going to sew it twice to make to ensure that this is not going to loosen up. Okay, so that is it. I've finished sewing the first one and you can see the back, very neat, and the back of it is not folding at all. You can see. Okay, so this is it, and now I am done stitching all around the circles. So this is me showing you what I've got there. The next thing is for me to trim off the a little part of the excess. Okay, so this is basically for a reason, because I would also turn this inward. Okay, so I don't want the sides to be obstructing each other, so I'm going to go on and trim off a little, while afterwards I'm going to make use of my zigzag scissors to trim off the remaining part. Okay, so you guys, this is what we have. Next is for us to snip through this. Okay, so I'm going to use my scissors and cut through, but I'm not going to cut that it touches the seams. Okay, you can see what I'm doing right here. Just make sure that you are careful, because if this passes through your seams, you have run into trouble. Okay, you have to, in fact, you have destroyed this blouse. Okay, because I don't think there is any remedy to that. So just make sure, except you want to create a bigger hole. Okay, so just make sure that you are careful, and afterwards go on and notch, and then you are going to have to do this for the remaining part of the circle. Okay, so that is what you can basically see me doing right here. And once I am done doing that, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to the wrong side. Okay, so turning this over to the wrong side, I want to explain something to you guys. If you know that you want to tack this, as in tack it inside, in that case you're not going to trim off anything, you're just going to leave it that way and turn it around. Okay, or make use of your gum stay and hold it down there. But mine, what I did was to top stitch the circle. Okay, I went ahead to top stitch, and then after I top stitch, I went ahead to use my zigzag scissors to trim off the excess. You know that these zigzag scissors has a way that it makes our fabric look this beautiful, that is not going to wear off. Okay, so this is what we have, and you guys, this is what this keyhole is looking like. So beautiful. And then I have I've already attached the damper, the sleeve, and this is really the full outfit. So you guys, if you want me to make a tutorial on the full outfit, please leave a comment below. So you guys, we are done, and this is the full outfit. I will see you in my next one. Bye.